Hey Girl Scouts, Miss Katie here, ready to finish our Senior Novelist Step 3, Develop a Plot. I hope at this point you guys have watched my Step 1 and Step 2 video. In that video, I created a character and I deconstructed a novel. So here is the character that I made in my last session. Here is Ty. He's going to be the protagonist of my story. And the theme of Ty's story is going to be individuality. So we can kind of work together to develop a plot for him and what my story is going to look like. But before I wanted to hop in, I just want to make sure that you guys have already developed a character of your own and you're thinking about what you want your novel and your plot to look like. So for those who don't know, a plot is a sequence of events that makes up your story. Think of it as the engine of your novel. It's what either makes your story super interesting and relatable, or it's what makes someone toss your story aside because it's boring or doesn't have any zest. So you want to think about the audience that you're trying to pertain to, and you want to think about just the story as a whole. In regards to character, and it kind of ties into plot, I read somewhere that try to avoid characters or stories that have no conflict. Conflict is what makes things interesting. It can be, a personal struggle to watch our character go through something, and then either, they learn from it or they don't. So try to think about the different layers of what's happening in your story and what's happening to your character as they're going along through your story. So try to just kind of keep all those things in the back of your mind as you're developing your novel. So let's see. This says that a successful story answers two questions. What happens and what does it mean? So again, think about what your character is going through and what does it mean to him or her? Why is this scenario a part of your novel? What significance does it hold? So just think about that as you kind of work through this. So I found this resource online that says that there are 7 different plot types, which I thought was pretty interesting. There is adventure, where a person goes to new places, tries new things, or faces certain obstacles. Change, which a person undergoes a dramatic transformation. Romance, which is jealousy or misunderstandings that threaten a lover's happiness. The fourth is a mistake. An innocent person is caught in a situation that he doesn't understand and must overcome foes and dangers that he never expected. So that one kind of sounds pretty interesting. Number 5 is lure. So this says a person must decide whether to give in to temptation, revenge, or rage. Race. Characters will chase wealth or fame but must overcome others to succeed. And the last one is gift, and it says an ordinary person sacrifices to aid someone else. So again, these are just the general types of plot. So think about those and which one you want your character to go through. So I think, let me look here, because I kind of have an idea for Ty. So let me see which one of these plots would go with the thinking that I kind of already have in place. I think I'm going to do change. A person must undergo a dramatic transformation. So I'm going to write that down because that needs to be a big part of my thinking going forward. So my theme is individuality and my plot is change. And then of course I have my character. So I'm gonna kind of work through this with you guys. And I think I'm just gonna take notes about what I want Ty to experience and kind of just the general understanding of what I want this novel to look like. So I was thinking about my theme of individuality and my character, who is a cow, who is a little bit different. And I had this funny idea of, what if Ty refuses to eat flowers? I don't know if you guys know, but cows love flowers and they always eat them. But what if Ty is a cow that doesn't eat flowers because he thinks that they're too beautiful? I think that's going to be a part of his story. I'm just going to draw some flowers here to signify and kind of remind myself of Ty's story. And again, in the last video we talked about dialogue, so how my character is going to talk to other characters, you know, just his general behavior and thinking and mentality as a whole. So let's see. Let me pull this up, give me just a second. Okay, so here's Ty. I think that Ty, in terms of individuality, let's do this. I think he is going to be picked on by his peers. And maybe his peers will be, we can make it interesting. It doesn't have to stay in the theme of farm animals. Maybe his peers are bears. So there are bears that are bullies who pick on Ty for being different. Let's think about our environment. So let's imagine that Ty lives Ty lives on a farm. But he doesn't like it there. Maybe his farm owner, so I'll put unhappy, parentheses. Maybe his farm owner isn't a good person. Maybe he, let's think. Maybe he brands Ty. So you know how farmers will brand their cattle so they can recognize that they're theirs and so that they don't get stolen. Let's say that Ty's owner brands him in a way that covers up his stripes. So that harms his identity. And maybe the reason why Ty loves these flowers so much is because they're striped like him. So while the bully bears eat the grass and eat the flowers, Ty refuses to because they remind him of himself. So let's look at this. So just as a whole, my character is involved in a situation where he's unhappy with his surroundings, he's not appreciated by his peers, and he's not respected for who he is. So I think these flowers are going to be pretty significant to Ty's want to change. And there needs to be some central conflict that pushes Ty to leave. So Ty eventually, I think, is going to leave the farm, which is going to tie in this plot of change. So let's think about something that might happen. Again, this is just kind of a general overview, but I think we're headed in a good direction. So maybe one day these bully bears, as a prank, put on bow ties to mock Ty and trample over all of his flowers. So bully bears. Pick Ty's flowers. And mock his style. Ty's had enough. He's over it. Maybe in this moment when this action is taking place, his farm owner comes out and laughs along with the bear. So Ty's done. He does not want to be there any longer. He feels very alone. That can also be a theme, an extension of a theme. Loneliness. So Ty wants to leave. So he packs his bags and he sets off an adventure. So he leaves the farm to find himself and a new purpose. Okay. So then we need to think, because obviously this plot is developing, what's going to happen throughout this change? And this is just kind of a bare bones example, but throughout this change, come up here, Ty's going to meet new people, meet new friends, and uncover a newfound appreciation for who he is. And there will be other conflicts along the way. But I think the end result of my story is going to be a positive one. And it's going to be a story about finding yourself in the midst of adversity. So maybe let's think about what these new friends might look like. I would like it if there was an animal that he finds that maybe has polka dots or stripes or some other fun pattern. Ooh, he meets zebras. Perfect. And maybe he has a best friend named Ziggy. And Ziggy and Ty embark on this journey of finding where they belong. Maybe Ziggy went through something similar, where maybe his stripes were horizontal rather than vertical, and his zebra pals always made fun of him for that. So they could relate on the level of not belonging and wanting to find something better. So I think at the end of this story, of my novel, Ty and Ziggy will wind up in a place that makes them happy and gives them purpose. Maybe they end up in a big city where there's lots of different types of people and styles and looks and colors and diversity. And that's what they needed all along. Okay, so there you have it. That is my version of, again, deconstructing my novel and coming up with a plot. So just kind of think through it. Start with your theme and your plot and your character, of course, and just kind of think through what you want them to experience. Focus on some sort of central conflict or, abrupt occurrence, because that's always kind of going to be the heart of your story. And it can end either, good or bad. It's totally up to you, but there needs to be some sort of important event that happens that changes your character in some way or another. So here's kind of my brainstorming. I hope you guys got some good thoughts and ideas out of this. Let me know if you have any questions or need any additional support with this, but I hope you have fun developing your plot for your novel. Have a good day.